Alright, we're looking at the 2500 series. Okay, 2500 series Enterprise. I guess I got right into the cut. This is an older kit from like 87, 88. It actually held up pretty well. It goes together mostly well. There's a few spots that need some attention. Like this one, just kind of tune up the saucer. Not too much work to do though, because it, just clean up, make sure there's no flash, no excess. Pop that together. Boom, good to go. Secondary hull, different story. The injection pins on the several parts are bad. There's a lot. This isn't okay. We're going to call it flash. There's a lot of excess on there, so we're going to smooth that out and square those pylons up. A little bit of test fitting, just to make sure everything goes together well. Because sometimes the alignment pegs that are on that right now are not very good. So put the two halves together. Try to put the two halves together. There we go. She's good. And did I put those on backwards? I may have. We'll come back to that. So that alignment pin is way too big, and just going to cause you nothing but trouble. So my recommendation and the course I took was to go ahead and take it off. You can try to make sure everything's aligned properly, but it's no-go. So, alignment peg problem with the pylons. Took it out, and to get much more control, put the saucer on, make sure everything is lined up and straight. Come back to that, cut that big old alignment peg off. Smooth it out as much as possible, then you can pop that on without incident and get it in the position you want. Pylons, there's a big old seam right down the middle, so you have to sand that. And same thing again, alignment pegs are no good. You see how it overhangs, so we're going to cut that off. Snip. File it down, nice and smooth. And there's another injection, a big injection mark that need attention. And look at that. That alignment is much, much better. Without the pin, you have full control. It still overhangs top and bottom a bit, but at least it's balanced now. And look at the nacelles again. This time we're going to cut that peg off right away. Take care of any excess flash, which would be expected on a mold this old. But it's held up pretty well. With liquid glue, make sure you give it lots so it doesn't, dry out before you put the two pieces together. Smooth that out. Do some more work on the nacelle end cap because of that big old glump of plastic that's there from the injection. And look at that. We have a starship that is put together. Good fit. The nacelles, they're pretty loose, so you're going to have to make sure you get them not just straight and in line with the saucer, but when you look top down, it's not in out. Also, sand off those windows, because they're out of scale, and two, they just look awful. But the decals that come with this make up for removing them. Into the paint booth, my favorite spot. Actually, this little paint booth is fantastic. I got it on Amazon. When you're not using it, it folds up. But you put it on your desk, run a fan. It has a fan, run a hose out the window. Okay, so same as the Klingon ship, which you have seen or will see depending on the order I put these up in. I pretty much hand painted all the detail onto this. Partly because I like hand painting. I find it relaxing. And also, unless I have to do it, I hate masking, especially on something this small. So, yeah, this went on with a light gray. I found a darker gray to contrast with that. And there's a lot of little spots like the impulse engine, the bolt cover, the nacelle end caps. The warp chiller grills on the inside, and if you're feeling brave, you can apply some silver, but at this scale there's not that much detail in there for the grills that are in there. And of course there's a couple little vents just forward of the nacelle end caps. Those get some paint. And with these, it's the same thing. You want to paint around those globes on the back because they were hull color. Take a good look around. Look for anything that's missed. On a larger scale, those wings on the back above the vents would get some paint front and back. And here's that ribbed area right behind the Bussard collectors, which, in an homage back to this, the Next Generation Enterprise D has the same thing, except they are a safety yellow, mustard yellow, off yellow, sometimes look copper on screen. Well, those little callbacks, it's always nice to see. So yeah, get inside there for the flux chiller grills. And there's the completed model, all ready for decals. And I didn't show that process, so let's jump right to the end. Once again, the big drawback to this set is there's no stands with it, so you got to develop your own, however you want to show them. But otherwise, for a kit that is some 30 years old, almost 30 years old, 87, 97, 2000, yeah, 30 plus years old. It's held up pretty well. It makes a pretty good little kit. Look great up on your shelf. So, as with the other ones, if you like a quick, easy build, go out and buy this set. It is pretty wonderful.